Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. Well, we all know that the multi-tools or the Leathermans come in all kinds of different sizes. This is sort of the industry standard size, the Leatherman Wave. You can get smaller ones. This little Squirt P4 with the pliers, this is just outstanding. I don't know if it's made anymore. A substitute might be this Gerber vise. Works really well. You can also go larger, like the Super Tool. Starts to get into something a little big for pocket carry. Decent sized large blade in there, and fairly large pliers with good solid cutters, even bigger, similar front end, but a longer rear with more features as Leatherman Mutt. But then there's this thing. Check this guy out. This is the Kilimanjaro Magnus. This is an absolute beast. Now, before you think, oh my gosh, for a pound, that's got to be a great deal. Well, that's about $30, so it's kind of what you expect, but it has this fairly large plier handle. Oddly, the plier is not that much different than the little Leatherman Wave. Where the big difference has to do with some of these tools. Like, look at this knife blade. Look at the size of that thing. Here, we'll compare that to the Leatherman Wave. Now, Kilimanjaro, get the other one here. Kilimanjaro makes a handful of different outdoor tools. In fact, ironically, they say that they specialize in providing top quality outdoor tools and equipment, ensuring you're well equipped for life's adventures. I bet so. And then they describe this knife. They say it's big, but it has a 4-inch blade that has the strength and metal to perform like a real knife. So this will perform like a real knife, according to Kilimanjaro. Feels like some kind of anodized aluminum there. As far as the construction, it is held in with a controllable pivot there, but a little bit of play. This is a locking mechanism, liner lock here. Great big piece of metal you got to pinch in. What else do we have on here? A saw. Look at the girth, or the kerf actually is a term for that on this thing. So yeah, does it work? It does. I mean, I have a little trouble trusting things, that are this big, have this many features, and cost under $30. I'll put a link to Amazon if you want to see this. Kilimanjaro also sells hatchets, a lot of bike tools, outdoor gear. It's kind of funny, all of the stuff that they carry. None of it terribly expensive. But this has been sitting in a pawn shop forever. And finally I just said, how much to get rid of that thing? I think I got it for $5. They originally wanted like 20. It came in this case. You can see just how monstrous this thing is. But I just wanted to play with it and see. In real life. I did crunch some stuff pretty hard with the pliers, and they actually work. This goes into some kind of a metal kind of sleeve, more pressed metal, so you don't have a very strong plier mechanism, but it did work. Pulling pretty hard on stuff. I didn't see a lot of sideways flex, although there is some in the, you can see it there in the blade. As far as wire cutting, marginal. Here's some stranded wire. I can cut it. You can see it didn't quite finish it, but I can easily snap it off. And if I go to some solid core wire here, it does snip it. So it does in fact work. The saw sort of works. I mean, it's pretty thick and it's really short, so that's one of the downfalls with something like that. It's almost like a bone saw. If you were hunting, it does have a file here carved into it. What else do we have? We've got a big Phillips screwdriver and a slotted screwdriver with a bottle opener there. So that kind of rounds it out. It doesn't have a ton of features. The big one is that you've got this giant set of plier handles, but again, if you compare that straight across to like the Leatherman Wave, the thing that looks like you're really getting a big tool, it's the same size, and in fact this is going to be way better. However, if there's some reason that you want a very large knife, but I would just recommend getting a very large knife and a quality multi-tool. Just thought this was kind of funny to see something this big where you stuff this many tools in a multi-tool this heavy. But anyway, there it is, the Kilimanjaro Magnus. In case you were wondering about this item, if you've ever seen one somewhere, that's what they look like. Might be kind of fun if you were a teenager just to play with, but other than that, it might add to your adventure. And with that, Doc out.